Hey teachers, welcome to my webinar all about cross-curricular fun for February. I am so excited to be here with y'all today. My name is Kara Rickman and I am the founder of Create Your Balance with Literacy. So strap in, get comfy, get a good beverage, and let's get started, shall we? I know we have a lot of new teachers watching today, so welcome everybody. If you will tell us where you're from and tell us what grade you teach, that would be amazing. So I teach first grade in Boerne, Texas, which is a rural community north of San Antonio in the Texas Hill Country. This is my 25th year teaching, and I've taught first grade and Title I reading and third grade. So welcome everybody who's popping on. So let's see. Welcome Nicole, welcome Michelle. Welcome Jennifer, welcome Amy, welcome Lomar. So if you are not on my email list, you can sign up on my email list today. If you want to subscribe and get free newsletters every Sunday morning, my newsletters are really awesome because they give you a freebie, they give you a dollar deal, they give you a BOGO, which is buy one, get one free. They give you a podcast episode, which is a new one every week. A new blog post episode every week, a YouTube video of the week, and a tip of the week, and upcoming webinar information for you guys, okay? So in a little bit, I'm going to link my email list for you in the comments so you guys can sign up if you want to. I have some free lesson plans that I'm going to be giving away today if you sign up on my email list, all about American symbols, okay? So hi Lisa. So Lisa says she's glad to be able to catch this one. I've missed the last couple. Oh, I'm sorry, but yay, I'm so glad you're here. Hi Jill. Hi Mom. I'm so glad you're here. Hi Candace. I'm so glad you're here. We have a lot of people hopping on today, so that's awesome. I'm excited. So if you love what I'm teaching you today and you want more, stay tuned to the end because you could have a chance to join my Cross-Curricular Connections membership, which is where all of your lesson plans, all your resources are already made for you, and you can take back your weekends and your evenings for yourself and for your family. So stay tuned for that towards the end. I'm going to give you a really cool offer on that, so you can snag my membership if you want to for only $1 for a week trial. Okay, so stay tuned for that. This is a webinar series, okay, and so every month I give a webinar, a free webinar for the upcoming month. So this one is going to be all about February, and at the end of February I'm going to be giving one all about March. So in March it's free webinar. I'm going to be talking about Gail Gibbons' author study, St. Patrick's Day, Texas symbols, Texas animal research, farm, 120 days of school, spring, rainbows, measurement, reader's theater, and procedural writing, okay? So stay tuned for that webinar. That'll be later in February. If you are commenting today, you could have a chance to win any of these 4 resources, okay? Hi, Jelaine. I'm so glad you're here. So you could win We the People, which is my thematic unit all about American symbols and all about presidents, okay? This one has detailed lesson plans for about 20 days. It has interactive notebooks. It has anchor charts. It has writing craftivities. It has science investigations, all about America. Or you could win The Day It Rained Hearts. This is a story companion. All my story companions are called linking literature. So if I say linking literature, that means it's a story companion. So The Day It Rained Hearts, it has a lesson plan in there. It has anchor charts, interactive notebooks, writing craftivities, math interactive notebooks, and reading and writing, all kinds of fun stuff, okay, for Valentine's Day. Or if you're into writing centers, then you could win my Valentine Writing Center, okay? I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a couple of minutes. And my writing center has all the different writing prompts for February, all for Valentine's Day. So it's super cute. It is so fun. The kids absolutely love my writing centers. That's one of their favorite centers of all, okay? Or you could win my voting and elections with Grace for President, Teacher for President, or Duck for President, because President's Day is coming up soon. So you could do a mock election for Grace and Teacher and Duck if you want to in your classroom. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and pick our first winner. And let's see, how about... Well, you guys are commenting already. That's awesome. Okay, how about Tamara Mans? Yay, Tamara! All right, Tamara, you're my first winner. I'm going to write your name down so I don't forget. All right, Tamara, so you can decide which of those 4 resources you would like, okay? All right, so I'm going to get rid of my face here so you guys can see my PowerPoint a lot better. So this is my Valentine Writing Center. So I have these cute little Valentine toppers that go on the top of the prompts. It says, I can write a poem, I can write a how-to story. What can I write about? And it has a post office here. I can write a letter, I can write a list, I can write a story, I can write a sticker story, I can write a shape book, I can write a card, and I can write a postcard. So I have all of these examples already in the resource. So if you win today, if you want to win this one, I already have examples in here for you. So you can just like copy the examples and then you can put them up on your wall. I have a shelf that has Post-it notes, a little drawer that has Post-it notes, stickers. My stickers are Valentine themed. And then at the bottom, I have different books that they can write in. I have some mailboxes. They can mail letters to their friends. I have a bucket full of Valentine pins. And over here, I have a shelf that is a clear organizer of all the writing templates. And so all these templates that they can choose from are in this divider. So they can choose what they want to write about. So I have monthly themed writing centers. I have a resource that is a bundle that has all my writing centers for the whole year from August all the way to May. So this webinar has clickable links. So after a while, I'm going to upload this into the Facebook group. You can click on any of the pictures and it'll take you straight to the resource if you want, okay, to check it out. This is my February Kitchen Center. I have a procedural writing kitchen center, and this is all about first, then, next, and last. And so I have different recipe pages and how-to pages that they can write about how to make cupcakes or how to make a cake, or how to make a Valentine box, or how to make pizza, or how to make tacos. And so every month I have switched this out according to the monthly theme. And then on the wall I have how to make a Valentine mailbox and how to make cupcakes. So they can have an example. And I have, in the newsletter this morning, I sent a video for my kitchen center and a video for my writing center. So if you haven't checked that out, you might want to do that. So hello, Debbie. I'm so glad you're here. So my kitchen center is all about procedural writing. So it's all, it has a purpose. It's not just fun and games. I mean, yes, they can go there to play, but they have to write about it after they play. So awesome. Okay, so Tamara says she wants the Day It Rained Hearts. Awesome. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have a slideshow. I want you to tell me in the comments if you make a daily, weekly slideshow, and tell me how you make your slideshow. Is it from Canva? Is it on Google Slides? Is it on PowerPoint? So here's what I do. I make my slideshow from PowerPoint, and I get my backdrops from Canva. And so I have about 8 different slides. I don't go into a lot of detail like for every single time of the day, but for the big subjects, I have them organized by morning meeting, writer's workshop, reader's workshop, math workshop, science, social studies. On Fridays, I do focus poetry and Fahrenheit Friday. So these are some examples of my slideshow. So I have the title up here at the top, and then I have the objective at the bottom of the slide. So this 9 weeks during morning meeting, we're talking about decision making. So I have my skill card right here about decision making here, and then I have the skill, whatever we're doing that day during morning meeting. So like on tomorrow, I have let's share good things. We always share good things on Mondays. For writer's workshop, my objective for tomorrow is we can identify and write proper nouns in our story. And so I have my anchor chart already on here. I still have it to the side of my teacher table, teacher chair, so they can see it. But I also have it on here so not only I can remember, but the kids can remember what it is also. So And then I have the story that I'm going to read, the mentor text here that I just copy and paste from Google. And if I don't have the book, I just link it. I link the YouTube video onto the book here. So that's what I'm doing for Writer's Workshop this week. Reader's Workshop, we're going to do Author's Purpose. I'm going to read them Groundhog Day by Gail Gibbons tomorrow. And here's the Author's Purpose anchor chart. So I have that up there. And then I have the interactive notebook here on the side. So I have the product that they're going to make, that they're going to do. And I also have the objective at the bottom. So it says, we can identify and discuss the author's purpose. So I change that every day. For Math Workshop, I have the objective that says we can use greater than, less than, or equal to compare numbers. And we use Eureka Math. So I put the lesson from YouTube here that I've linked it on here on my Google slide. I have the anchor chart that we're going to go over. I have the read aloud that I'm going to do, and it's called 100 School Days by Anne Rockwell. Anne Rockwell is my author study of the month. And then here's my hundreds chart they're going to fill out together. And so they are going to fill in the missing numbers for 100th day of school, because tomorrow's our 100th day of school. So we're going to kind of do 100 Day and Groundhog Day all at the same time tomorrow. It's going to be fun. Okay, for science, we use McGraw-Hill curriculum. So I have the objective here at the top. We can investigate and describe how rocks can move water and particles from one place to another. And so on Mondays, we always do science vocabulary words for our word wall that goes in our science notebook. So I have vocabulary cards here that I've just copied and pasted from the actual McGraw-Hill slides. So it's all on my slideshow all together. If there is a video from McGraw-Hill, I screencastify that video and I also put it on my slides, because I don't like to go back and forth between tabs on my smartboard. It's just too much for me, and sometimes that things get lost or I exit it out and you got to go all the way back through again to find it. So I just try to link everything on the slideshow if I can. And then here's the page for the science vocabulary that we're going to fill out. They're going to write the word on the left side, and then on the right side, they're going to draw a picture of the word, of the science word. So we're going to do like rocks, streams, particles, and maybe rivers tomorrow. So that's going to be for science. Social studies, we're going to start American symbols. So our objective is we can identify and write about our American symbols. I'm going to give them an anchor chart here. It says Let Freedom Ring, and I have a post-it notes of all the different American symbols. And then I read this book called American Symbols, What You Need to Know. This is a great story about American symbols. And then they're going to start their American symbols booklet. So this is the cover page that they're going to color tomorrow. Okay. So, you guys, let me know how you make your Google Slides. Let's see. Lisa says Google Slides, yes. Tamara says, I'm still learning how to do slides. I just do basic slides. My coworker usually creates our slides and shares with the team. Oh, that's nice, Tamara. That's nice. That's awesome. I like to have my slides like go with the theme that I'm doing, or the monthly theme. So I like to change them out. But I think having slides, some kind of a slideshow, is really helpful, because if I am running into like a time crunch and I don't remember what I'm teaching, the slideshow has really saved my life. So it just saves me a lot of stress. Okay, these are units for February. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do all of these units, but these are some things that you can choose from. For February, you can have our Anne Rockwell author study. I love Anne Rockwell. I'm going to show you some books by her in just a minute. You can do 100th days, which we have tomorrow. You can also start counting money, because it goes with the presidents. You could do Black History. Black History Month is this month. You can also do famous inventors. You can do Valentine's Day, of course, President's Day, Groundhog Day, and you can do weather going along with Groundhog Day with shadows. Okay, so you can decide which themes you'd like to do to teach cross-curricular. Mentor texts for Groundhog Day these are some of my favorites. I love It's Groundhog Day by Stephen Kroll, Groundhog Day by Betsy Lawlin, Groundhog Day by Gail Gibbons, The Night Before Groundhog Day, Substitute Groundhog, Wake Up Groundhog, Groundhog Has a Say, and then there's a lot of great nonfiction stories about groundhogs also that you can read. So I have a couple of projects that you can choose from. This is a resource that I have in my TPT store. And just so you guys know that everything I'm showing you today is also in my Cross-Curricular Connections membership. So if you do not want to have to like hunt for things and try to make things, everything is already made for you. It's already in the membership. So everything I'm showing you is already there. So this is a groundhog, all about groundhog's nonfiction story that they're going to write. This is in the resource. You can click on the picture. If I were a groundhog, I would wish, and so they could write a personal narrative about what they would wish. And then this is an example of my groundhog pictures in my hallway for my bulletin board, which are super cute. And then this is a really fun one too. I got this one from Pinterest. They're going to write facts about a groundhog, and you can click on the picture. It'll take you to the resource, and it's from TPT, and it's free. It's a freebie. So if you like this craftivity, he's got the little whiskers with the pipe cleaners. He's got the googly eyes. He's got the little marshmallow teeth. He's just really, really cute. So those are some fun things you can do for Groundhog Day. You can do shadow investigations for Groundhog Day. I have a resource that is all about science investigations experiments for the spring. And you can have the kids go outside and you could have them draw their shadows. Or if you want to have them make shadows with different objects, you can have them take like model animals outside and put them on the sidewalk, and then they can trace their shadows. Or they can trace each other's shadows. Whatever they want to do, make puppets shadows on the wall in your classroom. If it's a cloudy day and you don't have the sun out, then you can make shadows in the classroom with flashlights. And that's really fun to do. But this resource, the template for the shadows, is also in the Groundhog Day resource, okay? So these are the examples. This is the example of the shadow investigation. Again, you can click on the picture. It'll take you straight to the resource. They're going to draw 5 shadows that they traced or drew on the sidewalk. It's Groundhog Day characterization. They can write adjectives about the groundhog. They can do a sequence of events from the story. First, then, next, last, and finally. They can do all about groundhogs, which is facts, different facts. Facts 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see. Trevor says, do you use the monthly slide for the entire month or change some activities daily? Okay, Trevor, that's a great question. I use the same basic slide for the whole month because it says like writer's workshop. And then I just change the objective every day. And I change the story that I'm reading, the mentor text, but the slide stays the same because it's generic. So I can just change the pictures on top of the slide, but that's a great question. So for mentor text for Ann Rockwell has a lot of great stories for February. She has 100 school days. She has Library Day, Big George, 4 Seasons Make a Year, Our Stars, President's Day, Clouds, Valentine's Day. I love Ann Rockwell. This is my author study. And so this is one of my centers that I have in my classroom. It is changed out monthly to fit my author of the month. So I just, copied some pictures off of Google and I just ran it on colored paper and then I laminated them on a background and then put them on my bulletin board. And then under my bulletin board, I have a shelf that has all of Ann Rockwell's books that the kids can read. And this is one of their centers, literacy centers they can go to during my literacy center time. They have a writing template that they can fill out they have to draw the authors at the top, and then at the bottom they have to write the beginning, middle, and end of the story that they read, and they can turn it in at the end of the month for bonus books. These are some writing craftivities that you can do for Ann Rockwell. For Valentine's Day, they can write a story about Valentine's Day. They can draw their picture inside the heart for the topper, which is really super cute. This is in the resource called It's Valentine's Day in my TPT store, also in my membership as well. And then, or 100 Days of School, which is they can write about if they collected 100 pennies or 100 dimes or nickels, what would they buy? Okay, because 100 School Days talks about them collecting pennies in a jar for the children that were in a hurricane. So it's a really good story about giving to those people that are in need. So that's a super cute story. Here are some interactive notebooks for Ann Rockwell. Here's the hundreds chart that I was showing you earlier on my slideshow. There is story elements for 100 Days of School. Here's text connections, text to self, text to text, text to world. And then for the Valentine's Day, story. They can do a math page that has numbers. They can write different number sentences for each number. They can color in the 10 frame. Or they can do the characterization, like the character's name, how have the character's feelings changed, illustrate their picture, what was their problem and solution. They can do an acrostic poem about hearts and an acrostic poem about Valentine. Okay, so these are also resources in my TPT store. You can click the links later, click the pictures. So if you're just hopping on, welcome. We have a lot of new teachers joining us today. Tell us where you're from and what grade you teach. That would be awesome. So if you are doing weather this month, you can read a lot of different weather books for your theme. You can do Weather Words by Gail Gibbons. You can do Feel the Wind, What Will the Weather Be, Thunder Cake. I love Thunder Cake. The Reasons for Seasons by Gail Gibbons, The Cloud Book, Shapes in the Sky, Weather, and then 4 Seasons Make a Year. So, and Rockwell also has a lot of great stories that you can read for weather. This is my theme center for weather whenever I have it out. And so I have different vocabulary cards up here. I have the different weather tools. And this is in my thematic unit called It's Raining Cats and Dogs. So you can click on the picture. It'll take you straight to the resource. I have all the different kinds of weather. And then I have books up here on the top shelf they can read. I have puzzles. I have puppets. I have felt board activities. They can dress a little boy according to the weather, which is really fun. I have season cards, all different kinds of things for weather they can look at. If you love reading Thunder Cake, I have a resource in my TPT store that is where they're going to write how to make a Thunder Cake. And you can even make a Thunder Cake in the classroom if you want to make it at home and then bring it to school and they can eat it. And then you can write about first, then, next, last, and finally. That's really, really fun. Let's see. Lisa says she teaches in North Carolina, 1st grade. Awesome. And then Debbie says she teaches in Dyersburg, Tennessee, 1st grade. Welcome, ladies. That is so exciting that you're here. So Thunder Cake is such a great story, and I love to read it during my weather unit. If you do poetry, you can do focus poetry. Now, if you don't know what focus poetry is, it is a time of the day where you can read a poem, and I use this as a shared reading. And so focus poem is where we sit on the floor in front of the focus poem center. And let me see if I have a picture of it. No, I thought I did. They sit in front of the poem and we read it together. And then I have the kids turn and tell each other. They count all the capitals. They count all the periods. They count the commas, punctuation, exclamation points, question marks, quotation marks. Whatever the punctuation is in the poem, they count it together with their partner. And now at this point of the year, I have taught them what all the punctuation marks mean. And so they can pick out all of those different punctuation marks and count them together. And they love doing that together. So it's really good for rigor and relevance because they are leading the discussion and they're having a conversation and discussing what they already know. And it's really good for ESL kids also because if they're having trouble pronouncing words or they're having trouble communicating with the teacher or, sharing information, it's a lot less stressful for them, intimidating for them if they turn and tell their partner. And then I give them the poem. They glue it on the left side of their journal, and on the right side of the journal, they illustrate a picture to go with the poem. So we create a mental image and visualize our picture. Every Friday we do focus poem. They absolutely love it. Here are some anchor charts for weather. These are in my thematic unit called It's Raining Cats and Dogs. I have the 4 seasons right here, and I have types of weather. I have weather tools, and then I have all the different seasons using my 5 senses in winter, what they hear, taste, see, touch, and smell. These are also in my membership too. Okay. I love to make my interactive notebooks ahead of time with the pictures and the title and the border, but the meat of the lesson of the interactive notebook of the anchor chart is done with the kids because the kids have the post-it notes. They either draw a picture, they write a label, or they write a sentence, and then they post it on the anchor chart. So that's how I make it interactive. Because let's face it, sometimes we don't have time to make the anchor chart right there in front of the kids, right? Because we're pressed for time. So I like to pre-make my anchor charts. I have a table of contents in the front of my tablet so I can just turn to my anchor chart really quickly. Okay, these are some writing craftivities for weather. I love to have my kids make a windsock because we talk about different kinds of wind, breezy, gusty, or calm. And so we make a windsock. They go out, we go outside, and then we test the wind. We also test to see what direction the wind is blowing because we have a weather vane outside. A wind vane. We have a wind vane outside in our courtyard that tells the direction of the wind. So that's really helpful. We can also make a pinwheel. They can write about how they are a meteorologist. Here's a writing craftivity. They can make different kinds of clouds using cotton balls. That's really fun, like nimbus, stratus, cumulus, and cirrus clouds. Here's a really cute rainbow activity with the sun. These look really, really cute hanging up in your classroom. And then you can make a seasons of the apple tree if you want to do the 4 seasons. You take a tree and then you show the 4 seasons with different blue backgrounds, and then on each background you have a thermometer that tells the temperature for each season. Then you have the label for each season, and then on the tree it shows the different parts of the season. So that's a really cool craftivity that you could do. So this is called the Seasons of My Apple Tree. It's in my TPT store and my membership too. Here are some interactive anchor charts, interactive notebooks for weather. So you could do interactive notebooks for science. That's really, really fun. If you want to have them glue in the anchor chart in their notebook, if you don't have space in your classroom to hang up your anchor charts, I mean, let's face it, sometimes we don't have enough space to hang up all those charts. So you could shrink it down, take a picture of it and shrink it down. You could glue it into their notebook on the left side, and then on the right side is their interactive notebook activity. Okay, so they have a resource to go back and look at in their notebook if you want. So here are some weather tools, weather words, and then you could have them do tornado in a jar, which is really fun for an experiment. And then they're going to color these labels at the bottom. They're going to cut them out and glue them onto their tornado. Then research books for winter. I have a weather journal, so you can track the temperature every single day for 10 days. I have 10 days of pages of this, which is inside of the unit. And I also have a weather book. If you want to talk about different types of weather each day, you could talk about a whole day with sunny, a whole day with rainy, a whole day with cloudy. So you can just take a different day. They can make a table of contents and label the different kinds of weather. And each day they're going to color a picture. What will I wear today for this weather? Is it hot or cold? And important facts about that weather. Okay, so this is a weather journal. Weather journal with the temperature, and then the wind speed. Is it windy or calm? Do they have rainfall? Yes or no? What will I wear today? Tomorrow I predict the forecast will be. So you have two different choices, and they're both inside of the thematic unit. It's raining cats and dogs, okay? This is the tornado in a jar. If you've never made a tornado in a jar, this is really fun. You can get a jar and make sure the lid's on it. Get a jar of water. You put dish soap in there, like just maybe a teaspoon of dish soap. You put food coloring, and then you put a marble, and then they're going to swish a jar, and then they are going to see a tornado inside the jar. That is so fun. They love that. You can also make a cloud in a cup. The cloud in a cup, you can have water, and then you can have shaving cream at the top of the water, and then put food coloring, blue food coloring at the top of the shaving cream, and then you're going to watch it rain. That's really fun. And then, of course, your shadow investigation you can do for Groundhog Day. Okay? All right, moving on to Valentine's Day. If you guys have any questions, please ask. Okay, Valentine's Day, The Day It Rained Hearts by Felicia Bond is really fun. Valentine's Day by Anne Rockwell. Arthur's Valentine, The 12 Days of Valentine's Day. Queen of Hearts, I love that story. The Love Monster, Valentine's Day is Gail Gibbons. The Biggest Valentine Ever by Stephen Kroll. And Happy Valentine's Day Mouse by Laura Numeroff. I have a resource that is all about making a Valentine's Day zoo. And so these are Valentine's animals that the kids can make out of hearts. So in this resource, I have a writing template that says My Valentine Zoo. They're going to write a story about their Valentine animal. They can be like an imaginary story or an adventure story. And then They can make a butterfly or a mouse or an owl or a puppy dog or fish or a fox. They're going to make any of these animals using hearts. And in the resource, I have heart templates that they can use. You can run off on colored paper. They can cut them out and then they can make their animal. And in the resource, I also have the examples. So if you want to use my examples for the kids to look at, that is perfectly fine. The other book I love to read is The Biggest Valentine Ever by Stephen Kroll. This is a sweet story. And so I have a writing craftivity in this resource about the biggest Valentine ever. And then they're going to write a story, a sequence of events here, and then make a Valentine mouse at the top. You can also read the 12 Days of Valentines, and you could have them make a Valentine box, which can be for your Valentine exchange. So you can take a shoebox or a tissue box and cover it with construction paper, and then take a large piece of construction paper and lay it over the box like a covered wagon. And then they're going to glue the sides on, and then they can make a flag with a heart at the top. They can glue doilies on it, and then you can have them put their name on the front using foam letters or jewels or doilies or whatever you want them to make. That's super cute for Valentine exchange. Okay. Valentine's Day by Anne Rockwell. They can write a Valentine's Day story, what Valentine's Day means to me. They can make their picture inside of the heart for the topper at the top. Here is the day it rained hearts. You can have them write a story about the day it rained hearts, like a sequence of events. And then they can make an umbrella with hearts raining down with the clouds. That is super cute. They love that story, the day it rained hearts. You can also use the day it rained hearts during your math lesson because they can count the hearts also, and they can write story problems about the hearts that rained. That's really fun. They can write craftivities like how to make a cupcake. If you want them to make how to make a cupcake for Valentine's Day, here is a writing craftivity for that. And then how to make a Valentine mailbox. So if you decide that you want to have them make the Valentine box like you see right here, if they make a Valentine box, then you can have them write about it. They can write first, then, next, and last. And then they can draw pictures. They can write their materials and their supplies that they used. And then they can write about it. That would be super fun. The Queen of Hearts is such a great story by Mary Englebright. This is a story about sharing and giving others things that they don't have. And so this little girl makes her Valentine box, and she has so many different things on her Valentine box. Some of her friends forget to bring some things for their Valentine box, and so she gives away different parts of her box. And so by the end of the story, she basically has nothing on her box, but her heart is full because she helped her friends, because she gave away all of her supplies for her friends. And it's so sweet, such a sweet story. So the Queen of Hearts, you can have them write first, then next, and last, and finally, and then make a heart topper at the top with the crown on the top. So that is really cute. Oh, the Love Monster. I love this book. It's so cute. You can have them write adjectives about their love monster. So this is a good writing activity during Writer's Workshop if you want to review adjectives. And then they can write different adjectives about their monster. Sweet, fluffy, pink, loving, silly, red. And then they're going to make their own Valentine monster here on the side. This is in my TPT store and my membership. So you can click on the picture after a while, and then you can go to my TPT store and check it out. Okay, so that's really fun. Another really fun thing you could do for word work for Valentine's Day is you can have what's called a mystery word. In my resource, there are these cards that spell Valentine, but you're going to mix them up on your pocket chart, and you're not going to tell them what the mystery word is right away. You're going to have them come up to the anchor chart, the pocket chart, and then they're going to make small little bitty words using those letters and see how many words they can make using Valentine. Okay? And then at the end, they're going to put Valentine together. You're going to ask them, what mystery word do you think this would be? And on their page, they have all these letters at the bottom that are mixed up. So they're going to color them. They're going to cut them out, and they're going to glue them onto the mystery word. Okay? And so here's an example. So we made these words with Valentine. We made an, tin, hit, tan, ten, in, it, van, live. And so you can see these pictures here of the kids going up to the pocket chart and making new words with those letters that make Valentine's. This would be super cute for you to do during your literacy center also. And then you can switch out the letters that have to do with your theme or the month or the holiday, whatever you want to have them do, and have them make new words with the mystery word. That would be really fun. And of course, they have to write about it too. Okay, these are some interactive notebooks that I have for Valentine's Day. So I have the Queen of Hearts right here. Characterization, they're going to write adjectives about the character. I love my fact families. They're going to write fact families using the numbers inside of the hearts. Same thing with the 10 frames. They're going to make a 10 frame and a number sentence that matches the number for 2 different ways for 5 and 8 and 6 and 10. And then for the heart, roll and subtract, I have one for addition also. They're going to use dice, and then they can roll the dice, and they can put the dice numbers. They can subitize, practice subitizing, and then add and subtract using dice. And this is really fun for an experiment. If you want to do, will this melt my heart? You're going to use the conversation hearts. And you're going to have a bottle of water or jar of water, juice, milk, oil, and vinegar. And they're going to predict which liquid is going to melt the conversation heart the quickest and which one will melt it the slowest. Okay, so they're going to illustrate the different jars. And this would be something you probably have to do in the morning. And then as the day goes on, they're going to observe what's going on. So that's really, really fun with conversation hearts. All right, moving on to presidents. All right, so President's Day is September. Why am I thinking September? February the 17th, okay? So you can read, I am Abraham Lincoln, I am George Washington, Grace for President, My Teacher for President, President's Day by Anne Rockwell, So You Want to Be President, Duck for President, or White House. And then, of course, President's Day, there's a lot of nonfiction stories that you can read. I would love to know what your favorite mentor text is that you love to read for Valentine's Day. Would you comment and tell us what your favorite mentor text is for Valentine's Day? Or you could do Presidents. Tell us what your favorite book is to read. I would love to know. This is my theme center for Presidents. So I have these cards that are in my resource. It's called We the People, and that's one of the resources you could win today. I have the American flag, the different American symbols on these posters. And then I have flags they can look at. I have posters. I have books they can read. I have puppets. I have different coins they can look at. I have Civil War hats and Civil War different plastic soldiers they can play with. I have Statue of Liberties, the Liberty Bell, Mount Rushmore, different trinkets that they can look at. I tell them that they cannot touch the top shelf. The top shelf is very fragile and very breakable, so they can just look at it. But everything on the bottom they can touch and they can play with. Oh, Lisa says Love Monster. Awesome. I love that one too. This is my research book that we are going to start tomorrow in social studies. And so it's my research book of American symbols. So I just take the first day for them to color the cover. And we go ahead and write the table of contents. Or you could just have them write one word at a time as you teach them, as you teach the different American symbols, because you never know what will happen. You might have an assembly or you might have a fire drill and you may not be able to do the research book that day. So this is what the pages look like. It says the title, the American flag, it has a picture of the American flag. And it has what state is this symbol, who made this symbol, and then fun fact number 1, fun fact number 2. So every day I read a different story about a different American symbol. So I do the American flag, I do the bald eagle, I do Mount Rushmore, I do the Statue of Liberty, I do the Liberty Bell, I do, all the different American symbols. And however much time that you have is how many days you can do for the book. Okay, you can also do voting for presidents with Duck, Grace, and Teacher. And so this is my pocket chart of my different voting that we did. And we also made a graph of our votes. So this is Teacher for President, Duck for President, and Grace for President. So I read those 3 stories, and then we vote on which one would be the best president. You can also make an anchor chart that looks like this. And they can vote using a Post-it note. You can have them write their name on a Post-it note, and then they come up on the anchor chart, and then they vote. That would be really good for interactive engagement. Here's a voting ballot. They're going to vote on Duck, Grace, or Teacher. And then you can put it in a ballot box. And they also have my voters registration card. They can write their name, their birthday, their address, city and state, zip code, and age, and then they put their picture in the middle here. So this is something that we put in our social studies notebook. And then the voting ballot they put in the ballot box. So that would be really fun. These are some craftivities that I do for American symbols. During a writer's workshop, they get to choose an American symbol to write about, because during this time, the later part of February is when we do informational texts in our scope and sequence. And so we write informational stories about American symbols. And so they can choose the Liberty Bell or the White House or the Statue of Liberty or the American flag or Mount Rushmore to write a story about. And they do a brainstorming page the first day. And then the second day, they use their brainstorming page to write their final copy. And then they outline it and color it, and then they make the topper that goes along with it. So in my hallway, I have all of these different stories full of these different toppers, and they look super cute. So it's really fun. You can also have them write a biography, which is also informational, about George Washington or Abraham Lincoln. Okay. So this is in my resource called Let's Write About American Symbols, and it's all about writing craftivities. So you can click on the picture and it'll take you straight to the resource. Okay. It's also in my membership. This is a really fun experiment you can do with coins for presidents. So you get 2 cups. 1 cup you put a cup of vinegar in it, and the other cup you put salt, and then put the penny inside. And I would put the cups on a paper towel just in case anything spills. But they're going to predict what's going to happen to the penny when you add the vinegar. When you add the salt to the vinegar, what's going to happen to the penny? Okay, so it's gonna change colors, or it's gonna explode, or it's going to float, or it's gonna sink, or whatever. And so they're gonna compare how the penny has changed. Maybe it's gonna change color, like the Statue of Liberty has changed colors, from the salt from the ocean. So they're gonna use this. And by the way, this is a freebie, so you can click on the picture, and it's on my Google Drive. Color how your penny looks first. And then color your penny at in the cup after you added salt and vinegar. How did it change? How are the pennies the same? How are the pennies different? Why did the pennies change? So that's a really fun experiment that you can do for presidents. Okay, you can also do a STEAM project using presidents. So STEAM is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. You could have them make a Lincoln Log Cabin. This is really fun. Get a milk carton, and then you get those stick pretzels, and then you glue the stick pretzels on the side, and then you have them put a piece of brown paper on the top for the roof, and then they can make windows, they can make a door, they can make a chimney, and get those Chinette paper plates and then flip them over, and then they can make a rock stone path for this sidewalk right here. And that is really, really fun for them to make if you want them to do like a Fahrenheit Friday project or a STEAM project. That is really fun. Oh, okay. We're going to do a second winner. So you guys make sure that you're commenting, because you never know whenever I might pick a winner, okay? All right. I am going to choose Amy Higgins. Yay, Amy. So I always give away some free resources to 3 different teachers during my webinars, because I'm just super nice, and I want you guys to have the chance to win a free resource for your classroom. So that's really fun. So far my winners are Tamara and Amy. So congratulations to those you who won. You can choose my We the People American Unit, thematic unit, or the Day It Rained Hearts story companion, or my Valentine Writing Center, or let's see, the Voting and Elections, Grace, Duck, or Teacher for President. So those are your 4 different options. So let me know in the comments what you would like, okay? All right, mentor text for famous inventors. Okay, you can read I Am Benjamin Franklin. Picture book of Thomas M. Edison. Oh, the things they invented. You want to be an inventor. Young Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell. The story of the Wright brothers. And then a picture book of Benjamin Franklin. These are some anchor charts that I have made in these. I have a bundle. So in the bundle of my famous inventors, I have George Washington Carver, Thomas Edison, Benjamin Franklin. Let's see, what else? Oh gosh, Garrett Morgan. I have lots of different inventors in a bundle. And so I have these anchor charts that you can blow up on your poster maker if you want. They're already made for you. And I always pre-make the title and the border in the picture ahead of time, but then the kids can draw pictures on the Post-it notes. They can write labels or they can write sentences. And then we post our facts on the anchor chart. So for Benjamin Franklin, we said he was born January 17th. He died April 17th. He was a founding father. He wrote the Declaration of Independence, or he helped write it, and then he's on the $100 bill. For Thomas Edison, we said he loved to read. He invented the light bulb, invented the telegraph, or he worked on the telegraph. He was very curious. He invented the movie camera, and he loved to invent new things. I think he had like 1,000 different inventions that he did. So these are writing craftivities. I have George Washington Carver, that you can write a biography about him. Here's Thomas Edison. And then, of course, Benjamin Franklin. Okay? So those are really fun. And here's some interactive notebooks that you can do for the inventors. I just did a whole week with my class on inventors. And I did something really fun yesterday for Fahrenheit Friday. I don't know if you guys saw it in the Facebook group, but I posted some pictures of my kids making airplanes out of popsicle sticks and clothespins. And so we talked about how transportation has changed over time and how new inventions have improved how we travel. And so we talked about how airplanes have improved, how cars have improved, how trains have improved, and then they got to make an airplane using popsicle sticks. It was super cute. So if you haven't seen that post, go back in the Facebook group and look at the pictures of their airplanes. They are so cute. Okay, Black History Month. You can also do Harriet Tubman. You can do Rosa Parks, George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver is perfect because he was a Black American and also he was an inventor. So he studied botany and he developed techniques to improve soil depleted by repeating use of planting cotton. He also taught farmers the methods of crop rotations. So he is a very famous American. And of course, Rosa Parks, you can write a story about Rosa Parks. And then Harriet Tubman, you can write a story about that too. So these are in a bundle. You can click on the picture and they'll take you straight to the resource, or it's also in my membership. Okay, so tomorrow is our 100th day of school. You can read, let me know in the comments when your 100th day of school is. I would love to know. Ours is tomorrow. So when is your 100th day? Tell me in the comments. 100th day worries, the night before 100th day of school, 100 days of school, Rocket's 100th day of school, 100 days of cool, Miss Bendergarten celebrates the 100th day, Emily's first 100th days of school. And so I have 2 resources that are 100th day themed. I have Rocket's 100th day of school, and then I have 100 School Days by Anne Rockwell. So they can they can do a hundreds chart if you want them to do their hundreds chart as the bottom of their craftivity, and then at the top of their craftivity they can make Rocket. And then here's their hundreds chart. I have different ones in the resource you can choose from. Some of them are more blank than others if you want to differentiate between your kids. So I have different ones you can choose from depending on the level of your kids. And then 100 days of school, they can write a story about what they would collect 100 pennies for. What would they buy with 100 pennies? Okay, so that's really fun. So speaking of pennies, if you would like to do financial literacy during February, It goes perfect with presidents. So you could read The Penny Pot, Benny's Pennies, Bernstein Bears, Trouble with Money, Follow the Money, Once Upon a Dime, Curious George Saves His Pennies, A Quarter from the Tooth Fairy, Dollars and Cents, and A Chair from My Mother. Oh, Tamika says, let's see. Tamika says, ours was this past Tuesday. Okay. And Lisa says, Thursday, February the 6th. Okay. And then Tamara says, our 100th day was last Friday. We did a couple of activities, but due to testing, I didn't have a lot of time to celebrate. Aw, I know. Testing always gets in the way of all your fun stuff, right? I know. This is a fun game you can play about counting money. This is in my unit called Money Madness. And this is a money game. It's kind of like, it's called Roll and Cover Coins. So they roll the dice. And if they get a 1, they cover a penny with a penny. If they roll a 2, they cover a nickel with a nickel. If they roll a 3, they cover a dime. Roll a 4, cover a quarter. If they roll a 5, they lose a turn. Roll a 6, they roll again. So whoever fills up their whole piggy bank first wins. So I typically teach this game at my teacher table for math during my math rotations. And then I also put them in I put this game in my math center. Here's an anchor chart that you can do for pennies. So I just use the poster, the penny poster that I had for the heads and tails, and I taped it onto my anchor chart. And then the kids are going to write or draw or label or something on a Post-it note, and then we're going to write different things all about what a penny is. How much is a penny? Who's on the penny? What color is a penny? Is it big or small? Just different things like that. Or what's on the tails side? What's on the head side? And then you could have them do this interactive notebook, which is how many pennies. They're going to put 10 pennies. They're going to color and cut out 10 pennies for their cupcake. Or you could have them color all the pennies on here on their anchor chart on the interactive notebook. And then, of course, you can read Benny's Pennies. That is a really cute story about pennies. This one is for nickels. Again, they can write on their Post-it notes and post it on their anchor chart. And so they can write about how much is a nickel, who's on the front of the nickel, who's on the back of the nickel, what color is the nickel. And then they can do this interactive notebook. They can color all the nickels, heads and tails. Color the nickels that equal 35 cents at the bottom. How many nickels for the hamburger? 35 cents. They're going to color how many nickels and then glue them at the bottom of the hamburger. And then you can read Trouble with Money by with the Bernstein Bears. Dimes, same thing. They're going to write different words, pictures, sentences about dimes and post them on the anchor chart. They're going to color the dimes in the interactive notebook, heads and tails. Color the dimes that equal 80 cents. And then they're going to color the car, and the car is 50 cents. How many dimes will you need to color for 50 cents? And then they're going to glue it on to the car at the bottom. And then you could read Once Upon a Dime, a math adventure. That's a super cute book. For quarters, you can read A Quarter from the Tooth Fairy. And again, you're going to write stuff about quarters. And so you're going to read, you're going to do how many quarters for the backpack. You need 75 cents for the backpack. Now, I count money in my calendar every single day. So I have money poems that we do for every single coin. So for the quarter, we say, quarter, quarter, big and bold. You're worth 25, I am told. 25, 50, 75, $1. 4 quarters make $1. So we have chants for each coin, which I do every single day in calendar. So by the time we get to our money unit, they already know the value of the coin. They know what it looks like. And we count it every single day. I make different amounts that they can count every single day, and we practice. So doing it in calendar is really easy, and it's a really, really great way to do recursive review of money every day. Okay, this is a bump game that is in my TPT store in my membership, and so you can click on the picture here. So if you don't know how to play bump, bump is super fun. You can teach bump one time, and then in this resource, I have different templates for every single month from August all the way to May, okay? And it's all holiday themed, okay? And so what they do is they have 10 snap cubes of one color. So if it's February, you could have pink and red. One partner has pink, one partner has red. So you need a double dice for this game, okay? They're going to add the two sums together. They're going to get the sum. They're going to place their snap cube on top of the heart that has the sum. So let's say they roll a 2 and a 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. They're going to cover the 3 with their snap cube. Now, if they roll a 3 again, they get to stack another cube on top of their first cube. But if their partner rolls a 3, their partner gets to bump off their snap cube, and their partner gets to take their snap cube. So whoever uses up all of their snap cubes first wins the game. They love bump. It's so super fun. So this is in my TPT store. It's called It's Bump Time. So that's really fun for February. I also have these February addition subtraction math mats. I have subtraction and addition, and this is also in my TPT store. I also have these conversation heart problem solving. So it, like, for example, it says, my friend gave me 10 conversation hearts. I ate 8 of them. How many hearts do I have left? So all of these are different problems for addition and subtraction. You could have them read them to each other, or you could read them to the class, and then they can build it on their mat. So you can give them Valentine erasers, heart erasers, conversation heart candy, Hershey Kisses, plastic lips, plastic hearts, jewels, and then you could give them these mats to make their story problem. This would be fun to do at your teacher table during math time. Okay, so this is also in my TPT store in my membership. Okay, if you need a newsletter template, I also have editable classroom newsletters. Okay, so my newsletters are holiday themed, monthly themed newsletters. They already have the border, and they have the different topics that you can edit. You can type in your own content inside of each box. So I have important dates. I have one for math, social studies, spelling and phonics, ELA, and science. And then at the top is where you can write your name at the top. So you could say Mrs. Rickman's newsletter. So I have all of these templates in my TPT store. So these are the Valentine ones and the American presidents ones, American symbols, okay? If you need PD credit for today, you are going to get an hour's worth of PD credit. So message me after the webinar is over, and I can send you a 1 hour of credit. I am CPE certified, so there is a CPE number on here. And then I can give this to you. Just make sure you tell me your full name so I can put it on the certificate. Okay, so who doesn't love freebies? I mean, freebies are such a gift. So you can have the opportunity to subscribe to my email list today to get cross-curricular lesson plans all about American symbols. So I have written free lesson plans for you guys on reading, 1 day for reading, 1 day for writing, 1 day for math, 1 day for science, 1 day for social studies. So there's 5 different days, and I'm going to let y'all watch a quick little video, and this is going to show you exactly what's inside of this email sequence, okay? Hello, fabulous teachers. This is Kara Rickman from Create Your Balance with Literacy. Do you love learning about American symbols with free cross-curricular lesson plans? These lesson plans include objectives, suggested mentor text, anchor charts, skill cards, interactive notebooks, and writing activities. For Reader's Workshop, the students are going to read facts about George Washington and read a picture book of George Washington. For Writer's Workshop, the students are going to write a timeline about George Washington's life and read in 1776. For Math Workshop, your students can identify a penny and how much it's worth, reading bennies, pennies, and filling out an anchor chart. For Social Studies, your students can write facts and read about American symbols and read the book called American Symbols. And for Science, your students can hypothesize and experiment how a penny will change with vinegar and salt, and you're going to read Why is the Statue of Liberty Green? Sign up on my email list to get your free lesson plans. Let's take your classroom to the next level. Bye-bye. Okay, so I just put the link in the comments below. So if you go to the comments below and it says American Symbols, this is a free email sequence of free lesson plans for you guys, okay? So you're going to go to a landing page. You're going to put in your name and your email, okay? If you would like these free lesson plans, go ahead and sign up, and then go ahead and subscribe, because then you can get my newsletter on Sundays. that has the freebie, the BOGO, the dollar deal, the podcast episode, the YouTube video of the week, my blog post of the week, the upcoming webinar information. So you get a lot of goodies inside of my newsletter. Okay, so day number 1 is reading. This is the objective for reading. I can read facts about George Washington. Okay, and then you're gonna read George Washington, and then here's the anchor chart that goes with it. Whatever you see here on this page, this is what you get inside of the email and the resource, okay? For Writer's Workshop, day 1 is American Symbols. It says, I can write a timeline about George Washington's life. So you're going to read in 1776, and then they're going to write a timeline of George Washington. Here's the interactive notebook that you can use. For math, you're going to write, for math, you're going to say, I can identify a penny and how much it's worth, okay? So penny, you're going to read Benny's Pennies. And then here is the interactive notebook that I showed you earlier about them coloring the heads and tails. And then you get the penny interactive anchor chart here in the resource, okay? For social studies, it says I can read and write facts about American symbols. You're going to read American Symbols book. Here is the anchor chart that I showed you earlier that's already in this resource. And the kids can draw pictures, or they can write words about the different monuments and symbols to put on their anchor chart. And then you get this free interactive notebook, and it's got the different pictures. They're going to color the circles, cut them out, and then glue them on their interactive notebook. Okay? For science, you can read Why is the Statue of Liberty green? And then your objective is I can hypothesize and experiment how the penny will change when vinegar and salt are added. So you're going to do the penny experiment, and that, like I showed you earlier. So this is going to be in the email that you'll get, and then you get this anchor chart of the scientific method. Okay? Okay. Or if you would like to skip all the freebies and you want to get more, you could have all these engaging lessons already laid out for you in my membership. Okay? So I have written a whole thematic unit that has 48 lessons, all for American Symbols, for reading, writing, poetry, math, science, and social studies. So I'm going to let you listen to this one and look and see what's in store for this one. This is for my membership if you're interested.
Hello, fabulous teachers. This is Karen Rickman from Create Your Balance with Literacy. I'm excited to show you my 48 cross-curricular lesson plans for American Symbols. Did you like the lessons that you received for free from the emails? What if I told you there's more? You can have 48 more lessons just at your fingertips. Let's take your classroom to the next level. For Reader's Workshop, the objective is I can learn nonfiction text features and read about facts about George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. For Writer's Workshop, the objectives are I can write about being a president and research my favorite American symbol. For Math Workshop, the objectives are I can identify and count a penny, nickel, dime, and a quarter. For Social Studies, the objective is I can identify and write about American symbols. All of this could be yours exclusively inside of my Cross-Curricular membership, Cross-Curricular Connections. Let's take your classroom to the next level.
Okay, so what is the cost of this membership? So I have 2 different levels. I have level 1, which is $20 a month. You get unlimited access to 450 plus resources from my TPT store, plus new ones added each month. All my TPT resources are in the membership. You get them at your fingertips all the time. You get webinars plus new ones each month, and I'm constantly adding new webinars and updating them as I go throughout the year. So you can watch any webinar that you want to watch. You can watch one on Writer's Workshop. You can watch one on Math Workshop. You can watch one on Fahrenheit Friday. Whatever you want to watch. I also have YouTube videos that are linked inside of each module, so you can look at you can watch my kids working on different things, different lessons. You can watch me teaching lessons in my classroom. I have exclusive lesson plans that are updated each year and are also really, really good for substitute teachers if you have a sub. And so I have 48 lessons for you for American Symbols. Okay. I also have a podcast that is linked into the membership also, so you can also listen to my podcast whenever you want to. Level 2 is $25 a month. You get the exact same thing that Level 1 has. Level 1 has you, for level 2, you get all of the resources from my TPT store, 450 plus resources, plus the webinars, plus YouTube videos, plus exclusive lesson plans. You also get courses. I have 3 different courses that you can watch that are worth 6 CPE hours each. I have a math workshop one called The Magic of Mathematicians, and a writer's workshop one called Scribbles to Stories. I also have an empowering connection one, which is from the first week of the year, first beginning back to school, getting you ready to set up your classroom, getting you the resources and lessons that you need for the back to school. And then I also have one-to-one coaching calls each month. So the one-to-one coaching calls are on a Google link that we get on together, and then I give you a little training, which is exclusive training for my membership level 2. And then I answer questions, and then I follow up with you on what you need and concerns or questions that you have. So I have monthly coaching calls for you if you want level 2. And my next level 2 coaching call is going to be Monday, February 17th at 6 o'clock p.m. So if you're in my level 2, I know some of you guys are watching today, if you're in level 2. So stay tuned for that email. It's going to come out very soon. And about the coaching call for Monday, February 17th. I can't wait to see you guys. And in that coaching call, I'm going to talk to you guys all about how I make my anchor charts and the purpose how I make them interactive. So speaking of anchor charts, you get 30 anchor charts for reading inside the membership. These are just some examples. Story elements, cause and effect, synthesis, synonyms, point of view, visualize. So they're already made for you. All you have to do is print them out. You can put them on your poster maker and make them big. You can put them on your document camera to display on your smartboard. They're already made for you. And I cannot tell you how many times I have heard teachers say, I don't have time to make anchor charts. I don't have time to do the cutesy little borders and the titles. Well, guess what? I already did that for you. So it's already done. They're already made. All you have to do is print them out. I mean, how much easier can you get, right? For Writer's Workshop, there's 21 anchor charts for writing. These are just some of them. Again, you're going to make them interactive using Post-it notes. What can we write about? You don't know what to write about, just write from your heart. Labels, teaching your kids what labels are. Here's my anchor chart for adjectives. Here's my anchor chart for nouns, onomatopoeias, adverbs. So all of these are already made for you in the membership. So I have 2 different ones. I have a anchor chart that already has the Post-it notes on there, and then I have a blank one for you to use with your kids. Here's 30 anchor charts for math. So here's the penny one that I was showing you earlier. Here's one about even, Stephen, odd, Todd, the story of 10. Then they can use Post-it notes to fill in the missing add-ins. It's about time. They can make a clock and then move the little Post-it notes hands around to make a clock, make the time. I have one on place value. I have one on graphing, greater than, less than, fractions, shapes, measurement, 30 anchor charts for math. I have 37 anchor charts for science. So I have, what is a scientist? I have the soil layers. I have the water cycle. I have plant life cycle, butterfly life cycle, frog life cycle, the 3 kinds of matter, solid, liquid, and gas. And then I have ones about the earth, the moon, the stars, the planets. And then they use Post-it notes and they write about the different objects in the sky. So 37 anchor charts for science, 25 anchor charts for social studies. So I have one that's what is a community. They can make a little house and then they can put it on the anchor chart to make a community. Me on the map. You can read the story Me on the Map, and then they're looking for the different parts of me and the school and the city and the state and the country and the continent, and they're going to write on their Post-it notes. Who was Abraham Lincoln? They're going to write about Abraham Lincoln. Who was Martin Luther King Jr.? I have all around the world with the continents, and they're going to label the continents with the Post-it notes. Let's vote. Here's Duck, Grace, and Teacher, like I was telling you about earlier. Okay. So all of this can be yours in the membership if you subscribe. And you also get, in level 2, you get 3 different courses. Here is From Scribbles to Stories, How to Launch Writer's Workshop from Day 1. and Math Workshop Magic, Empowering K2 Mathematicians. I also have the Empowering Connection one, which is back to school. Okay. So the total value of all of this is $500, but you get the membership at $180. What a great deal. Okay. So after 14 days, if you are not satisfied, you get your money back. And the best part is that you get the membership for $1. You get membership for $1 for 1 week. Okay. So if you're not sure, if you're interested in the membership, there's a link in the comments. It says membership link. You can click on it and you can sign up for level 1 or level 2. You only get $1 for 1 week. Okay. That is a huge steal right there, because you can go into the membership. I have a video that shows you how to navigate the membership. You can look at the modules. You can look at the lessons. You can watch some webinars. You can download some resources. I mean, for $1, that is an amazing deal. Okay. And then after a week is over with, then you can, it'll charge you the full amount, which is $20 or $25, depending on what level you are. So if you're interested, click the link in the comments. It's called membership link. It's a Kajabi link. Okay. Okay. So it's at that time now. We're going to pick a third winner. Okay. Let's see. How about Rhonda Jenkins? Yay, Rhonda. Thanks so much for watching. So my 3 winners today are Tamara, Amy, and Rhonda. So you guys can choose any of those 4 resources that, let me go back real quick. So right here, you can choose We the People thematic unit, The Day It Rained Hearts, or the Valentine Center, or Voting in Elections with Duck, and Grace and Teacher. Okay. All right. So I am so excited to give y'all this training today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the end of the month, because I'm going to be giving another free webinar all about cross-curricular fun for March. And that's going to be really fun. Remember, if you show up and are commenting and you show up live, you might win some free resources for your classroom. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to upload this into the Facebook group in just a couple of minutes. So you guys, it's going to be a freebie. You can click on any of the pictures. It'll take you straight to the resources in my TPT store. If you're interested in signing up for the free lesson plans for American symbols, then you can sign up on the link. It's in the comments. And the link is a Kajabi link. It's called American Symbols. And then if you're interested in my membership, the link is also in the comments. So you guys can check that out as well. It's okay, Erin. You can rewatch it anytime. This webinar will be in the Facebook group for 30 days. And then it will disappear. Okay. So you have 30 days to rewatch it whenever you want to. You might also have the opportunity to download it. I'm not sure if you're on your end, if you can download it or not. But I also have a YouTube channel, so I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel so you can watch it there too. Okay? All right? So you guys have any questions, let me know. Post a question in our Facebook group if you want to, and then that would be great, because we have a lot of great teachers in our Facebook group that will be willing to share and comment and help out with questions that you guys have. Okay? So until next time, let's take your classroom to the next level. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye-bye.